Well, good day again. I am currently leaving my grandmother's house. She has a koi fish pond with some pretty impressive looking koi fish, and unfortunately there's a leak somewhere, but it's not the actual pond liner, so we don't have to worry about that happening, because that would be, especially this time of year, a huge issue to have to deal with, because you'd have to take all of the fish out that are still alive, set them up in a pool or something, because I mean, I'm sure my boss would be willing to, you know, set them up in the pond thingy that she has in her store, except that that's a pain in the backside, and why on earth would she do that? Well, actually she probably would, and I'd appreciate it if she were to do something like that, but she's not going to, because it's just, you know, she's not going to do that. Unless I were to ask her really super nicely, she might. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So I was at my grandmother's doing some stuff with, you know, making sure what's going on. Apparently the heat rock has been setting off it's been tripping the switch. It's one of those electric outlets that you have that test reset button, and every time I plugged in the heat rock, the button would pop. So it means the heat rock has gone bad. So she needs a new one of those, my grandmother. It's just, I love my grandmom. I call her Gram usually. My mom hates it when I do that. Oh, too bad. I love my Gram. I don't get over there as much as I would like to, but that's because my schizophrenic, almost 23-year-old lives there, and I can't stand him. He's so rude and mean and violent towards me and my husband. So ooh, pterodactyl. So I choose not to go over there, and it's really unfortunate, because that means that my grandmother doesn't get to see my other children who are younger. Oh, maybe it's not a pterodactyl. Ooh, that was an osprey. That was pretty cool. I'm totally distractible. But the liner is holding, so it's not the liner. So now we know that if we run the filter system, the leak is either in the it's either in the filter barrel, which I could probably figure out pretty quickly if I were to take that and fill it up with water and just see where the water comes out, or it's one of the hoses. I personally think that we should just replace the hoses anyway, because those are the same hoses that she's had on this system for 10 or 11 years. When did she buy the house? 2013. So it's been 11 years. And if you don't know anything about fish ponds, that's fine. You don't need to know anything about fish ponds to know that hoses, doesn't matter what they're made out of, they eventually wear out, especially when you have your system running all year round. And if something happened that the system shut off long enough that the water in the hoses froze, that would cause a hose to get a crack in it. And it happens with garden hoses all the time, but these, you know, these are not the same material as garden hoses. These are pond. This is specifically for an outdoor pond. Yeah. That was interesting. I need to get a dash cam. Some of the stuff I see on the roads. Hello, stay on this side of the double yellow. Ay. Anyway, so fortunately my son did not show himself, and I didn't have to deal with him in his, whatever you want to call it. Please tell me I have washer fluid. Oh, there we go. I was going to say, did it freeze? I hope not. That would be an interesting experience for sure. So, yeah. It's about just after 12 o'clock, noon, obviously, because I don't live in a place where it's daylight in the middle of the night. Or do I? Oh, no. It's frustrating that she can't get him to get up and do anything to help her around the house. My grandmother is 96 years old. She does not need the aggravation of a lazy, mentally ill, not quite 23-year-old living in her house. As much as she likes having another person there, and she can always, I don't know, have one of my cousins come and live with her who's actually responsible and not mentally ill. She has friends that I'm sure would be more than happy to come and stay. You know, my mom lives 4.5 hours away, and even she's just like, I can't do this. I want to visit my mom. I can't visit my mom because my grandson, and just it's a heartbreaking situation. But the fact that my 96-year-old grandmother is able to live not in a nursing home or assisted living facility is a blessing in so many ways. And people out there who do put family members into assisted living or nursing facilities, I understand. I understand. For some people, that is their only recourse. I used to work in a nursing home, and one thing I'm gonna tell you, the one that I was working in, I'm not gonna name names because I don't think that would be right. But the one I was working in, we were understaffed on purpose. So you have somebody like me who wants to make sure they're doing a thorough job and washing the residents properly and doing the fingernails and doing all the stuff properly, the washing of the hair properly, the cleaning of the body parts that need to be washed every day, trying to do it properly. It's kind of hard to do that when, and you have to have everybody washed and out of bed and in the day room. Your shift starts at what, 7? And you get in, you clock in, you go upstairs, they give you your assignment. It takes them 20 flipping minutes to give you your assignment. And then you have 3 hours to get all of the people you're supposed to take care of out of bed and, you know, washed and dressed and in the day room. You have 3 hours to do this. Okay, well, if I have 3 hours to do that, plus you're required to take a 15-minute break within this 3-hour period. And you also have to take your shift of sitting in the day room for half an hour. So 3 hours minus 45 minutes. So now you have 2 hours and 15 minutes to get 13 people washed, out of bed, dressed, and in the day room. Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen unless you want to cut corners. When I'm washing somebody, okay, so you start at the top and you work your way down. The very last thing you wash is their feet. I got 2 hours and 15 minutes to wash 13 people. Okay, so you're not washing their hair every day. That gets done twice a week. That's disgusting. But you have to wash their face, and then you have to wash their armpits, and if they have boobs, you have to wash under their boobs. And then you work your way down. Start at the face, under the boobs, into the armpits, under the folds if they have folds, and you definitely have to wash everything in the groin. everything in the pubic area. If it's a woman, you gotta all that. If it's a guy, you gotta get it up and behind the balls. Yes, I said that. And it's just not gonna happen. I'm sorry. 2 hours and 15 minutes is not enough time to thoroughly wash a human being 13 times and get them dressed. And then you have some people who, you know, it's not like they're just lying there like a rag doll. You have some residents who fight back because they don't understand, because unfortunately they might have Alzheimer's or they have some other dementia type thing. You don't know what you're dealing with when you get in there. And sometimes you have a really, really bad day. And then other times you're doing everything right and the nurse still comes and yells at you because why didn't you tell me so-and-so did blah, 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 blah. Well, because when I did try to tell me, you told me to get back to work and yelled at me because you were too busy doing something else. It's like they don't care. They want to be overworked. They want to be understaffed, and they're going to treat you like garbage. So when I got pregnant, which I did not do on purpose, it was a huge, huge surprise. When I got pregnant, you know, I was 38 years old, high risk because of my age and a couple of other factors. And I also have some back issues, which are not fun. I went in and I told them, I said, look, this pregnancy is high risk. I'm not going to risk losing my baby trying to lift some guy who weighs 450 pounds. Not going to do it. Well, if you're not going to do it, then you don't have a job anymore, so you need to make a decision. Okay, here's my letter of resignation. Kiss my ass and have a good day. It's basically what it came down to, because they weren't doing anything to try to hire more people, to make sure that everybody was trained properly. You know, a CNA who just finished CNA training, you know, I'm sorry, I can't do 13 people properly in 2 hours and 15 minutes. I can't do it. And they didn't really give a crap. There were a lot of people in the just different levels of working there who just, they didn't care. They didn't care if they weren't doing a thorough job. They didn't care at all. And it was like, yes, I get it. This particular resident's being combative. I'm not, you know, you can't do anything that looks like you might be restraining them for any reason at all. And if somebody, like there was one woman, she had 3 different pairs of glasses. They were her glasses. They were all prescription. And they disappeared. They just randomly disappeared. And I'm like, I'm only here this many days a week. I did not do this. If she can't see her food and I still have people I need to wash, I don't know what you want me to do about it. It was anyway. But again, for people who have to put their family members in nursing homes or assisted living situations, I understand that there are places that are good. There are places that suck. And then there are places that are just mediocre. I wish you the best of luck with everything. I still think that it's an amazingly huge blessing that my grandmother, who's 96 years old, she's still able to do the New York Times crossword puzzle every single day. And that's a hard puzzle to do. She cooks her own meals. She can't do all of the cleaning in the house. She's able to run the vacuum a little bit. She keeps her bathroom clean. If I could afford it, I would hire a cleaning service to come and do her house for her every 2 weeks. I might actually talk to my husband about that and see if we can figure out a way to fit it in the budget so that she doesn't have to worry about it. But if she could get my schizophrenic, not quite 23-year-old son to do something productive and help her, just ask him nicely to sweep the kitchen floor, dust in the high up spaces because she can't reach the high up spaces. something. Ask him to stop treating his mother badly, because that, I think, hurts the most. But, you know, whatever. His biological father's a garbage pit too, so. Nature versus nurture. Anyway, I think I'll be finished my rant for now. I am now at my place of employment. I'm not working today. I'm just here because I need to get crickets for my chameleon. Yeah, I have a chameleon. He's really cool. Of course, I don't even know if it's a female. So, I'll probably rant some more later. Everybody, hope you all are having a really good day. And just remember, make Orwell fiction again.